Okay, cold start, 85 roughly, ClubCar golf cart. So I'm going to do a quick start on this so I can move it back over there so I can get ready for work. And let's see what happens. It's approximately 8 Celsius, so about 46 Fahrenheit out here. This thing has not been started since Saturday, and it's Tuesday now. So I'll hook up my fuel pump wire right here, and we can proceed to start it. Okay, my fuel pump's hooked up, and let's see what happens. There we go. So I've done a few modifications on the wiring on here. As it goes right now, it does not charge, so I got to make sure the battery's charged and either carry around a booster pack or a second battery. But last week and the last couple weeks, I've been having the battery sitting up front there with the booster cable running to the ground on the main battery, and I'm running the fuel pump off of that. It wasn't too good last week doing that. It was raining, and even though it's a 12-volt system, it's still rain, and it's not good for the battery to let it get wet like that. But this week I plan on, so the issue I'm having, I don't know if this is an issue or if this is the way these are supposed to be wired. The solenoid's always engaged, so I have kind of bypassed that. Everyone should know how I did that if you know wiring, and if you know from the tractor side. And really, a lot of stuff I know from the tractor side, I'm bringing over to the golf cart side, and it does work. So since that wire is always live whenever it's running, I'm going to hook the fuel pump in through there. So that's my idea right now until I can figure out what's going on. It seems like I'm getting juice off the starter generator when it's running, but I don't know why it's not charging the battery. At least to me, it doesn't seem like it's charging the battery. It could be, but I don't think it is. So unless whenever you disconnect the battery on these, it'll have enough juice to keep it going through the charging system, but it won't run any of the accessories. But I don't really know on that. All I really have for this on accessories, I have my orange beacon light. I have an hour meter right there. That's the hours, and I got the. That's pretty much it. That's all that's running on extra accessories. But the issue first came up about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I lost all power. I don't know if it's something I did necessarily on this when I was driving it around, but I think that's why the original solenoid fried, because it was always on and it was always clicking through, and then it was always engaged. Because as you guys know, I was able to repair that solenoid and it was working. So I don't know if this issue that's going on with this now is something I did or something that's always been wrong with this, and that's what caused the solenoid to originally prematurely die. But it's working as it goes right now. I don't know if it's something to do with the switches. I believe these switches work, one's on, one's off, something like that. Back in high school, I did an engine rebuild on something like this. The teacher initially thought it was the switches, so I replaced the switches. It still wouldn't start, and I started poking around on it. The main fuse had blown, and it was a 20-cent fuse. And this guy, he was a real stickler. He didn't want to have to charge no one nothing. If we could fix it for free, we'd fix it for free, sort of thing. And it was pretty bad whenever I found the issue, and it was this 20-cent fuse. And he says, "Oh, he swore up and down for months it was the fuse. It was the switches. It was the switches." No, it wasn't the switches. It was the fuse. But I'm wondering if this is having a switch issue or not, but I don't really know. I'm looking for a wiring diagram on this. Drive Shaft Drew sent me a wiring diagram. Thanks, Drew, but I know how a basic 12-volt circuit works and how it charges. So that's not really a big deal. I know he's just playing around with that. Worst comes to worst, what I'll do is I'll get a 12-volt GM style alternator, possibly something similar to what Fearless Front put on his diesel, and mount that in here. I believe I can mount it off of the drive side. I can probably run a belt straight off the starter generator and get rid of its generating abilities and just go to a regular alternator, which will probably be a better idea anyways. So that's pretty much it on this. It did start, did take a bit, didn't need to use any ether, which is always good, or a carb cleaner, and it will start. So most likely for the winter, I'm going to get a block heater for this just to help it out a bit, but we'll see. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep riding like always, and please subscribe, comment.